Welcome back. The FBI, along with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, is now investigating a series of suspicious packages and threatening letters sent to election officials in at least 6 states. Earlier this week, secretaries of state, attorneys general, and state election officials received the envelopes, causing some offices to evacuate. The return address identified the sender as the U.S. Trader Elimination Army. So far, none of the packages have been found to contain any actual hazardous material. It comes as secretaries of state gathered in Michigan today to discuss how they are securing the election in their states ahead of November. And I'm joined now by the Secretary of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Al Schmidt, who participated in that forum. He, of course, oversees the election in that critical battleground state. Thank you so much for joining me. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start off by getting your reaction to something. Back in 2020, of course, Donald Trump specifically mentioned you in a tweet over the handling of vote counting in Pennsylvania. He just recently wrote earlier this month, quote, "When I win, those people that cheated will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, which will include long-term prison sentences. Please beware that this legal exposure extends to lawyers, political operatives, donors, illegal voters, and corrupt election officials." What was your reaction to seeing that threat coming from the Republican nominee?
Well, elections in Pennsylvania are run within the confines of the law, both at the county level and the state level. And as I've moved around the country meeting county to county to county with the election directors, with their county commissioners, the people who really have the responsibility for running elections at the county level, I am very encouraged that everyone is preparing for a smooth election and obviously doing everything by the book.
Well, and that leads me to my next question, which is that earlier this year, Governor Shapiro tapped you to lead the state's election threats task force. What steps have you taken ahead of November, and what have you been seeing in terms of threats to election workers?
A lot of states, including ours, have had some lessons learned from how the political environment has changed in the last several years. One of those things is the Shapiro administration setting up an elections threat task force in Pennsylvania so that if any of the ugliness does reoccur that we experienced in 2020, everyone will be ready. Everybody knows what everybody else's responsibilities are, whether it's the people responsible for running elections or law enforcement. And if we encounter any of that seeking to intimidate our voters or our election workers, law enforcement will do its job so our election workers can do the job that only they can do, which is counting our voters' votes in our democracy.
And of course, all eyes are going to be on Pennsylvania, one of the biggest prizes in 2024. We all remember back in 2020, it did take several days to finish counting all of the ballots. It was Saturday when there was a final count. And of course, that fueled some of those claims that we saw from former President Trump. What has been done to try to get the ballots counted more quickly? Are you confident they will be this time around?
Well, unfortunately, Pennsylvania has not had any election law reforms that would make that process go forward more expeditiously, as it does in many other states that allow canvassing of those ballots in advance of Election Day. So on Election Day, they're reporting the results. In Pennsylvania, that process can't begin until 7 a.m. on election morning, the very first step of it. So I would encourage your viewers to remember that if you hear anything about delayed election results in Pennsylvania, it's not a delay at all. It's simply how long it takes to count millions of votes.
And so just to be clear, it could take several days to count all of the ballots in Pennsylvania again this cycle. Just to be clear, and as you say, to prepare voters for that possibility.
Well, like every election, whether it's a presidential or not, it all comes down to how close an election is before you all call who won and who lost. And there's a consensus around that. It always takes many days and has always taken many days to count votes in Pennsylvania and every other state. It's just how many votes can you count with integrity and expeditiously before the outcome is certain.
And unfortunately, we're out of time, but we should say you participated in a forum of secretaries of state today to talk about all of these pressing issues. We really appreciate your joining us to bring us all the latest information. Secretary of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Al Schmidt, appreciate your time very much.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.